Next, I'm going to bring Brian Hendrickson, who is from Roger Williams University. He is the co-lead of the Reconciliation Project. Brian.
Thanks very much, Shondell, Mara Lorza, African American Ambassador Group, the hosts here. I'm just really grateful to have been a part of this project, and I'm looking forward to where things are going to go from here. So I want to speak just a little bit about that. And by way of maybe making an invitation to the broader community to be a part of what's going to come out of the work that we've done up to this point. So just a couple of things that I want to touch upon, because I think you're hearing from Ms. Cheryl now. If you want to hear more from her, one of the things that we want to do is, beyond the little mini doc trailer we've produced so far, is create a more developed documentary. We want to create, we have about 30 interviews right now with community members, so we want to develop those out so you can hear full interviews from everybody, have all of that accessible on the website. As a space where you can also send your own interviews in. What we're really talking about here is, facts are really important. It's important that the stories we tell are grounded in facts. And it's important that the stories we're telling now are grounded in the voices, its perspectives of the communities who have been most affected by the racial injustices that we're spotlighting. But I think that what we really need to be thinking about, I think it's appropriate that we're talking about this in the creative capital, that we need a compelling way to tell a story that brings the entire community together. So that's what we're looking at in terms of the website we're trying to develop, in terms of the way in which we're featuring interviews up against the factual historical basis that's provided by the truth-telling report. We're talking about hosting a broader set of community conversations, so it's an invitation for other organizations to join us in that work. And then we're thinking about how we can loop that back into a really creative presentation of all this, a multimedia presentation of all this, something that exists not just in digital space, but in physical spaces, as we're talking about art installations. We're talking about augmented reality components of this that can be accessible in physical space. So there's multiple ways of experiencing the truth. The important thing I think about reconciliation is that there's not some standard definition that we can all look to and be like, that's how you do it. We're doing this together right now as a community, and this is an invitation to organizations who want to support this work, who want to be involved in this work. Specifically, I think organizations that maybe represent some of the injustices that have been done to the community. This is your opportunity to lend your voice and be part of this process. So I'm just really excited about what's going to come out of this. I'm really thankful that we're able to link this up with a meaningful reparations process. But again, the work of reconciliation is ongoing. And so what I really hope is that this is just the beginning, and that there's a lot more news to come about what reconciliation looks like in Providence and the story we're going to be telling about that together. Thank you.